Today we're going to dive deep into the psychology of your disappearing money. We'll look at the hidden forces that make our cash just vanish. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how to fight back by understanding the battle that's happening inside our own minds.
Oh, you've been there, right? We all have. You look at your account and you know you didn't buy a boat, you didn't take some lavish trip, but somehow the money is just gone. Again, it is one of the most maddening feelings there is.
And here's the most important thing I want you to get from this. If you're struggling with this, you are not lazy. You are not irresponsible. You're actually caught in a really deep psychological loop. The problem isn't some kind of moral failing. It's a battle against your own brain chemistry.
So let's start with opponent number one in this fight, our own internal wiring. We really need to understand the powerful, ancient forces that are at play inside our skulls every single time we're tempted to spend.
This right here, this says it all. You see, our brains evolved to keep us safe from, immediate threats like tigers, not to manage a retirement fund. That old school programming is still running the show, and it will always prioritize feeling good right now over being secure way down the road.
And here's the secret weapon our brain uses to get that short-term pleasure. It's called the dopamine loop. Every time you click buy, your brain releases a hit of this feel-good chemical, dopamine. It's the exact same chemical that gives you a rush from sugar or getting a ton of likes on a post. It feels great, and your brain immediately thinks, hey, let's do that again.
And this is how that little dopamine hit turns into a full-blown habit. It's a three-step cycle. First, there's a cue. Maybe you're stressed, or you see a perfectly targeted ad. That cue triggers the routine. You open an app, and you start browsing. And then comes the reward, that little burst of pleasure from the purchase, which locks the entire cycle in place, making you more likely to do it next time. On top of that cycle, our thinking gets hijacked in two main ways. Just imagine your brain is a busy, kind of messy office. Mental biases are the shortcuts it takes to get things done fast, like seeing everyone with a certain product and assuming you need it too. That's social proof. Cognitive distortions, on the other hand, are the little lies it tells itself to feel better, like saying, I deserve this to rationalize a purchase. Both of them lead to spending we almost always regret later.
So, we've seen the internal battle, but that is only half the story. Now, let's look at how the outside world, the modern economy, is specifically designed to exploit our brain's wiring and trick us into spending even more.
Okay, this one is the silent killer of wealth. It's called lifestyle creep. You get a raise, and suddenly that daily coffee goes from your kitchen to a fancy cafe. Your car gets a little nicer. Your spending just grows right alongside your income, and you end up feeling just as broke as before, but with more expensive stuff.
And that lifestyle creep is basically put on steroids by social media. It's no wonder a whopping 62% of people feel this intense pressure to keep up with the lifestyles they see online. You're scrolling, and you're not just comparing your life to their highlight reel, you're feeling a real, tangible pressure to spend money just to keep up.
And hey, it's not just the big purchases we have to watch out for. It's the little things, what we call the latte factor. That daily coffee, the snack you grab on the way home, that subscription you totally forgot about. Each one feels harmless, right? But when you add them up over a year, they can drain hundreds, even thousands from your account. It's like death by 1,000 tiny cuts.
This might be one of the most powerful tricks in the entire modern economy, the illusion of affordability. A $1,200 phone? Whoa, that feels really expensive. But $50 a month? Hey, that sounds totally manageable. Buy now, pay later, credit cards, they all use this same psychological trick to make you focus on the small monthly payment, not the giant total cost. It works, and it gets us to buy things we just can't truly afford.
All right, enough about the problems. How do we fight back? See, the goal isn't just to spend less. It's bigger than that. It's about shifting our entire mindset toward a completely new game, building actual wealth, not just a pile of things.
So, let's break it down to the absolute basics. It's pretty simple. On one side of the scale, you have assets. These are things that have value, things that can put money in your pocket. On the other side, you have liabilities, things that take money out of your pocket, like debts. Building wealth is just about making the asset side of this scale way heavier than the liability side. That's it.
But wait, it gets even more specific than that. Some assets, like stocks or savings, actually build your wealth over time. They grow. Other things we own, called depreciating assets, lose value the moment you buy them. The classic example is a new car. Sure, it's an asset you own, but its value drops like a rock over time. So the goal is to focus our money on assets that grow, not ones that shrink.
And this, right here, is probably the single most powerful strategy to make that happen. It's called pay yourself first. Instead of spending all month and then hoping there's something left over to save, you flip the script entirely. You treat your savings like it's the most important bill you have, and you pay it the second your paycheck hits your account.
So, how do we actually put all of this into practice? Let's get into the concrete tools, the actual systems you can use to start rewiring your brain and taking back control of your money.
Let's just be real for a second. Relying on willpower is a losing game. Willpower is like a phone battery. It just drains throughout the day. You don't need more discipline. What you need is a system. A system that makes good financial decisions for you, automatically.
Here are 3 simple but crazy effective systems. First, automate your savings so you pay yourself first without even thinking about it. Second, make bad spending harder. Add some friction. If you have to physically get up, find your wallet, and type in your card details, that impulse buy suddenly becomes way less appealing. And third, for any non-essential purchase, just wait 24 hours. I promise, most of the time, that urge will just disappear.
And why do these systems matter so much? Because life happens. It's unpredictable. A shocking number of people, over a third of Americans, can't even cover a simple $400 emergency without going into debt. Building a financial safety net isn't a luxury. It's your absolute best defense against the unexpected.
So that's where we'll leave it. Look, this isn't about becoming a perfect, cold, robotic budgeter. It's about understanding the game being played inside your own head and in the world around you, and then building a few simple systems to protect your future self from your present-day impulses. So I'll ask you, what's the first small system you're going to put in place today?